Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Wednesday's Live at 5. I'm Janine. We also have a couple of guests on with us today. So, Jen, don't worry. Take your time. We're just getting started now. I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce some of the other Minding Your Soul members that are already using products that don't contain any chemicals because they realize that chemicals actually feed the Epstein-Barr virus. They do a whole host of other, damaging things to our bodies too. But when we're trying to heal MS, what are we always trying to do? We're always trying to kill the Epstein-Barr virus, right? We starve, we kill, we detox. Well, one of the things that we don't realize is that we've stopped feeding the virus with what we eat, right? The gluten, the eggs, the dairy, the heavy metals we're detoxing out. We've stopped feeding them, but Epstein-Barr still has a food source. And those are the chemicals that we come in contact with. If you can smell it, that means those molecules have been vaporized into the air and you're breathing them in. They're getting into your body and the Epstein-Barr virus can feed on it. So if you're new to the group, Epstein-Barr virus is the reason why we have these MS symptoms. And that's what we do here. We kill the virus, we kill our symptoms, we get our lives back. So I'm going to introduce a couple of people right now who are doing their thing in their house to heal themselves of MS. And one of the things that they do is they use all natural products. And we're going to show you today some of the natural products that we use. It's nothing fancy. It's just the stuff that we throw together that works for us. So Jen, Saga, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate the time. Thank you. I'm at the coffee shop today, guys. That's why my background is different. For some reason, I didn't have any internet access, so we're making it work. Saga, you're frozen, so I'm going to go over to Jen while you unfreeze. And Jen, you want to start off by saying how you got into using natural products? Like what sparked it for you?
Health problems.
There you go.
And the more research I did and the more I read, the further in it got for me. Like it wasn't just food, it was the things we put on our body, the things that were around us, like you said.
Perfect. And that's exactly what happens. Usually we don't do anything, we don't make any changes until we have to, right? Yeah, so I always say God took out the baseball bat and just whipped me over the head because I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't listening. And he's like, no, you need some help here. And that's when I got MS. So what I brought, of course, I'm at the coffee shop, so I didn't have all my props today. So I know you sell doTERRA oils. I brought my favorites. So we could talk about what to do with them. I'm obsessed. Since I'm pregnant, I'm obsessed with essential oils. So I have my favorites. What are your favorites?
Honestly, it depends on the day and what's going on.
So true.
But oddly enough, they do some BOGOs sometimes. So you buy one and get one. And that's how I actually end up getting different oils that I wouldn't have tried. And spearmint actually is one that I wouldn't have sought out. And it's amazing. In the diffuser, it's so great.
I'm going to try that one because you're right. It sounds so boring. Like, why would I try that one? But yeah. Okay. I'll definitely try it. The diffuser, I've actually stopped diffusing it at night because I fall asleep at night and then I don't smell them. And I hate wasting them. So now I diffuse all day long and not at night. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I think we go through different cycles, but I think your body is still reacting to it, but you probably don't need as much if you're using it to get to sleep. Great.
That's so true. I was using it to get to sleep, but now my sleep schedule has changed. I'm actually sleeping now. I don't know why 9th month I'm actually sleeping now. But yeah, you're right. I know, finally. All right. So what are some of the products that you use and how do you make them? Oh, wait, before you get started, I just want to let everybody know. Thank you for jumping on. If you have any questions while we're talking, go ahead and post your questions because I'll be able to read them while Jen's doing her thing or Saga when she comes back on. I think she's having internet issues too. And then I'll ask Jen the questions. So feel free, say hello, let us know that you're here, ask your questions. Don't worry about, wait until the end. All right, Jen, so what are some of your products?
And this is my 9-year-old in the background.
Listen, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to have an infant on either my boob or my lap, or it's going to, so that's great.
That will be nice. So
okay.
we use oils every day. I make our foaming hand soap. I make my kitchen cleaner. So I got these off Amazon. And it's just super simple. It's almost all distilled water. And I add 3 to 4 drops of On Guard, which is like a cleaning. And then I add whatever's going on in the season. Like oregano or thyme are really great for flu season. Basil, if you want to kind of perk yourself up. Orange is great. I just try not to use the citruses so much because I have granite countertops. And granite doesn't love citrus, but it also doesn't love vinegar. So I don't put vinegar in my. It makes sense. But I use Norwex towels, which they've studied. Say they pick up 99%. So then actually the oils in here are just an extra boost.
So you don't use vinegar. You use water and the oils.
I do, because honestly with Norwex cloths, they say that you literally can clean with just water. And so if you use the cloth dry, it does. But if you use it with water, it cleans. It picks up 99% of whatever's going on. I'm putting it in order tonight, actually. But and I love it. We have it for our bathroom towels and all of the kitchen and all kinds of stuff. It's amazing.
All right, I might have to get some of those. Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't know that about vinegar because I'm always cleaning with vinegar, and I don't think I should be because my bathroom is marble, and I'm noticing. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
But we can switch that out and put some different, cleaners.
Okay, so no citrus and no vinegar on your good, expensive countertops. Okay.
Porous, yeah.
Porous ones. Yeah, it's Carrera marble, so it's pretty porous. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, what else? I've already learned so much.
So I use I literally just use Castile soap to wash my laundry.
Cool.
Every once in a while, I use laundry pods for like my whites and whatnot. So I just use my Castile soap, and I'll add. I grabbed my lemongrass. I just add lemon, just a couple of lemon drops to help whiten, or I'll add the baking soda and hydrogen peroxide to help whiten, and actually clean out too. And then I use peppermint on my dryer balls. Well, actually,
the dryer balls, I use those too, the wool ones.
Yes, I know. And you can switch up what you put on them, right?
Yes.
So I tend to use peppermint because I like spiders don't like peppermint. And so I get this crazy idea that, if I do my bedding in peppermint, they're going to stay away from my bed while I'm sleeping. And we don't actually have many spiders, so I don't know why I'm worried about that. But
everyone is worried about spiders. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're afraid of them or not. Saga, am I right? Like, no one likes spiders.
I like spiders.
Oh, you like spiders. You're like my husband. He brings them outside. I'm like, love, it's this big. Just smush it. He's like, no, I can get it. I'm going to bring it outside. I'm like, all right, easy that.
I like them outside too. Like I like them and they have a total purpose, but I like them.
But I have the Camelback crickets in my house. So I wonder if the peppermint is the same thing. Is anyone here familiar with Camelback crickets? Okay, so you should write that down and Google it when we get off the phone because they're the scariest little monsters ever, and they jump. They jump probably waist high, and they jump at their predators. They're monsters, and they're so ugly. I'm going to post a picture in the event later so that everyone can see what they look like. And those are the things that I have. Anyway, all right, keep going.
So actually, I've been working on trying to have like a tick spray and bug spray. And I'm in a Facebook hiking group, and one lady said, "Oh, I've been putting it on my clothes." And then I was like, "Okay, I'm putting this on my dryer balls because my family cannot put it on their clothes." So in the summer, spring, fall, I made a dryer ball mosquito tick off, I call it, and I can post a recipe. It's very simple. Very easy.
You know what? I knew I was going to learn a lot today. So, all right, tick off. I'm taking notes. First, I'm going to
recipe because I don't remember what's in everything.
Well, the first thing I'm writing down is cave cricket, camelback cricket, so you can see what that fucker looks like. And then tick off. And then I have to remember no vinegar on good surfaces. Okay.
And then do you guys use purification in like your softener for your dry washer? Like I use vinegar as a softener in the dryer.
Yeah, I use vinegar. No,
And
I know what you meant.
I add this to it, purification. So it's just kind of pulls out smells and different things.
That's a good idea. I never thought to add an oil to the vinegar in the washing machine.
Yeah, and actually
there's
a recipe too where you can add it to the vinegar bottle. And there's a couple of different ones that they add to the vinegar bottle, and then it sits there and it kind of combines a little bit better with the vinegar. I haven't done that in a while. I need to. When COVID hit, I stopped doing quite as much as I used to. Just I need to get back.
Don't you find in Saga, don't you find it ebbs and it flows? Like sometimes like you're doing a whole bunch of stuff, right? And then other times you're just doing the basics to get by. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I do the same thing. And I'm going to write this down too, what oil goes in vinegar I'll put so that I could ask you that later. And get a cheat sheet out to everybody. Because you're right. Sometimes we put those oils in vinegar and they kind of stay in that one spot. They don't dissipate. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. What oil dissipates. Now, Jen, I don't want to like... You want to keep going? I know you have more. Do you want to give Saga a chance so that you can relax? Yeah, because sometimes I'm like, I wish somebody else was on because I'm talking so much all the time. So if you want to take a break, we'll let Saga go for a little bit. All right, let me see if there's any questions here before. Hold on, so people are watching before we go on. Oh, Karen's on and Rhonda's on. Hello, everybody. Somebody just said, oh, Arden, really? Cockroaches don't live with crickets. I have never seen a cockroach. I just thought it was my town that I lived in, that they won't live. What did I miss? You didn't miss much. We're talking about, don't worry, it's going to be recorded. That's Arden. She's like, what did I miss? I just got on. You didn't miss much. I'm in a coffee shop because I don't have internet access at home. Jen just told us about a couple oils and cleaning products. She's taking a break. We're going to jump over to Saga right now. And if you have any questions as you guys are jumping on, say hi. Let me know what your questions are or comments, whatever, and I'll read them as we go through this. So Saga, what is some of the stuff that you use?
I actually don't have fancy countertops. I just have plain wood countertops that we made. We're pretty basic here, so I do use vinegar and citrus. This is my cleaning solution. This is burnt peels marinating in vinegar.
That works too.
Yeah, and I use a combination of that and baking soda for my cleaning. So I'm really, really basic here. I don't have a washer. I don't have a dryer. So I air dry everything, but I do use Castile soap, just like Jennifer, and this is what I use for doing laundry, and I put it through a food grater. So I grate the soap for laundry. And what?
You're using the Castile bar. You're even going through more work.
I'm really, really old school here. We don't have running water. We don't have a furnace. Of course, we live so far north. We don't have cockroaches. We don't have rats. We don't have poisonous snakes. We have squirrels and deer and wolves, but yeah, it's like I love the dryer ball idea, but I haven't had a dryer in 15 years. Other than my solar dryer, I hang things outside. At this time of year, when we're buried in snow, I have a drying rack I put in front of the wood stove.
I was going to ask you what you do in the winter. Yeah, you just do it in the house. So if you don't have a furnace, do you have a wood burning stove?
Yeah, I have a wood stove in the living room as well as one in the kitchen. And my husband just added, you can freeze dry laundry, but I don't.
No,
it's
way too cold.
But what I do want to share is deodorant and body powder.
Yes, please.
Now, I got into making my own deodorant and body powder for a couple reasons. I don't like the whole laundry list of chemicals that's in commercial products, and I don't like to keep contributing to plastic waste. So I found a couple of recipes, and then I did some tweaking on my own, and I make my own body powder and deodorant from really simple ingredients. I use cornstarch. I don't know if you can see that cornstarch. I use baking soda. I use oops, there goes my soap. I use coconut oil and fragrance oil. Like my latest batch of deodorant, I made with amber oil, frankincense oil, and lavender as my scent. And what I do is I warm up the coconut oil over a low heat, and I melt the coconut oil, put the oils in, and then I add just as much dry ingredients, like if I'm using half a cup of coconut oil, I'll use half a cup of cornstarch. And I only put in like a tablespoon of baking soda. Otherwise, it can irritate your skin. So that's what I do for deodorant. And I found it also makes a fantastic moisturizer and exfoliant. So I actually put my same deodorant on my face, on my arms, legs, everywhere as a moisturizer, because both the coconut oil moisturizes and the cornstarch baking soda combo exfoliates. So I've been really pleased with super soft skin. And I use the same stuff for body powder, except I don't put the oil in. It's just cornstarch, baking soda, and fragrance oil. And I also use this in dresser drawers, so that the dressers stay nice and fresh. So I'll pour this in dresser drawers, put like a shelf paper over the top, and it keeps clothing in the dresser drawers from starting to smell like old laundry.
Nice.
That's such a great idea. I'm keeping myself on mute because I just read one of the comments. The background noise is really loud, so I can tell there's a lot of noise going on in the coffee shop. Saga, that is great because there's this really expensive deodorant called Lumi, I think, that I've always wanted to try, right? But it's so expensive. But they say that you can use it everywhere. So a good body deodorant can be used everywhere. Oh, I wish I had my jars with me. I have the same jars. I love it.
Like quarter pint jar, something like that. And I use the back of my fingernail to scrape out the solid deodorant / moisturizer and warm it up in my hands, and it goes everywhere. So just like the Lumi, but you don't end up with the plastic. You don't end up with all the chemicals that irritate us. And it smells nice. And my dog likes it too, so I have to be careful because she wants to lick up all of the coconut oil.
Yes, that's so funny. Every time I put coconut oil on, I go to my girlfriend's house, the dog is licking the crap out of my legs. Oh, and Arden just said Lumi makes me stink. So that's good to know because honestly, I didn't even want to try it just because it's so damn expensive. Now, not Arden, Saga, somebody asked a recipe for baby powder with no baking soda. Did you ever try making it without baking soda?
Yes. Just leave the baking soda out. You can go with just plain cornstarch or even arrowroot. Ground arrowroot works really well too. I don't always have access to arrowroot, but baking soda, if I use too much, I do break out from it. So I have to be careful how much I put in there, but you can make it without.
That's good to know. Thank you. And I just ordered arrowroot so that I can make your deodorant. And guys, anyone who's listening live or on the replay, go into the files section. Oh, Arden said thank you. Go into the files section because Saga posted these recipes months ago. They're in there. So just look for, I think it's called Saga Erickson's deodorant or deodorant by Saga. I don't remember what it was called, but it's in there. We should post it actually in the events. People are dropping stuff left and right around here. All right, let's jump it back to Jen. Jen, what else did you want to share?
There's just so much. I don't know how fast or how slow to go. One of the things I make, I finally ran out of the stuff I put on my lips if I think I'm going to get a sore. And so I made my own. I just Googled something and made my own, and I can put a recipe on. I've been using this for 3 months, all good so far. And I have a scar here to show that I do get them. So,
I'm glad you brought that up, because those cold sores that we get, that's actually a cofactor of the Epstein-Barr virus. And coconut oil. Do you have coconut oil in that roller too?
FCO, yeah, the fractionated.
Perfect. Coconut oil is oh God, I can't remember shit these days. The name of the acid that's in the coconut oil, that's what actually kills the lipid coating. It breaks through the lipid coating of the herpes virus. Yeah, so when you put that directly on, you're killing it. When you consume it, you're killing it. So no, that was great stuff to know, because I can't tell you how many people I talk to where they're like, oh, I'm embarrassed, I get cold sores. I'm like, don't. We have MS. We have the Epstein-Barr virus. It's one of those things that happens to us. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, all kinds of. Well, somebody asked about different types of carrier oils earlier on, and so I grabbed. Of course, there's fractionated coconut oil. I gotta get used to doing the screen.
Do you want to talk about the difference between fractionated and regular coconut oil and why you use that?
So, well, fractionated is just in the liquid form. And if you guys want to add more to it, but it's just easier to use. I do use the whole product whenever it's workable. And then jojoba oil is awesome for a great carrier oil. Sweet almond is like one of the ones that's more common for skin. And then if you're using it more for muscles, castor oil, because it goes deeper. Oops, there you go.
And castor oil also promotes hair growth. So, yeah, right. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't need any more hair growth except in my eyebrows. So, right, like everywhere else, it could really stop growing now.
Yeah.
But so what I do is I get those empty mascara things on Amazon, and I fill it with castor oil, and I thin it out a little bit with the jojoba oil, and then I put the rosemary oil in there, because rosemary oil apparently is the same thing as Rogaine. It grows hair as well as Rogaine. So I don't know if you can see these little right now, but I did not color those in, and I have been coloring them in for years, and they've been going gray. Sorry, everyone, that's too much information, but they've been going gray. And now they're dark and they're not gray. And I don't have alopecia of the eyebrows anymore.
How often are you using it? Once or twice a day?
I use it twice a day, every day, because I'm obsessed with the smell of essential oils. So the more I can get on my face, the better. But when I'm not pregnant, probably once a day, if I'm lucky.
I didn't have as much hair growth just once a day, so I was curious how often you were doing it. But it did help.
Yeah, you have to be very consistent with it. They say, like, if you do it for 2 weeks, you're not going to see anything. I started early December because I was playing around with things that I wanted to give away for Christmas, and that was one of them. So I started using it, and I would say just this month, I was like, wow, I don't have to fill these in anymore. So all of December, January, and part of February it took. Yeah. We have a question. Pumpkin oil. Any information on pumpkin oil?
I really like it. I've added that to. I make a facial serum that I like better than the expensive stuff. But I haven't made it since COVID hit. But I love it. It's one of the. I have too many carrier oils. How about you, Saga?
I am so basic. I just plain use coconut oil, sometimes olive oil. I don't live by any cities, so I don't have access to a lot of these products unless I order them. And I really weird in that I refuse to order anything from Amazon unless I absolutely have to. So I really stick to what I can get locally. So I don't know anything about pumpkin oil unless I learn how to express it myself, and that's on my to-do list.
We make a great team here because I think I'm right in the middle of the two of you. Like, I think Jen is probably like the expert and she knows all of it and she has all those things. And then Saga's very basic. And then I'm right in the middle. I kind of flirt with basic and then I flirt with fancy and I go back and forth from here and there. And so I think we're going to find that most people watching this, we represent probably a good portion of the group.
Something for everyone.
Yeah, well, I think Saga's right, though. I think there are some basic things that can be reutilized for so many things. I made a healing balm that I called it, and I actually ended up using it it's my favorite facial moisturizer, but I had made it for cuts and scrapes for my son, or or if he got some eczema or something, and I use it for everything.
See, this is what we need to know. We need to have those other alternatives that we can go to rather than reaching for the shit on the shelves at the stores. You know, like there's so much. Did you ever notice how much medication there was out there for constipation? And I'm in the stores and I'm like, guys, eat your prunes. If you're constipated, eat a freaking prune. The chemicals, it's out of control. Saga, am I right? Let's jump back to Saga with a couple things.
Yeah, there was a time when I was on a ton of medications, and all of those medications meant constipation. So there was laxatives and all of this stuff. So it's like one thing led to another thing, led to another thing. I'm going on 4 years now of a plant-based diet. And I've been off of all my prescriptions in the last 3 years. No more prescriptions, no more laxatives, no more shit, really, in my body. And I'm going to be 59 this year. And
you look amazing.
She does.
She does.
I can ski again with MS and fibro and 2 new knees. I can ski again with through diet, exercise, kind of very basic living. My husband and I do things, a lot of people would call us crunchy granolas or old hippies.
I just heard that term when my daughter called me crunchy. I'm like, I don't know what that means. And then she told me, I was like, oh, I'm definitely crunchy. Definitely. It's a compliment.
My daughters call me a crunchy granola because I really keep things as simple as possible. And I'm finding the simpler I keep it, the better my health is. So yeah, no more of the laxatives, no more of all of this extra stuff in my body. And I'm feeling so much better.
That's amazing. Way to go.
It really is. It just goes to show you. And I want everyone watching to know that this is not something that we decided to do and then did it overnight. This doesn't happen overnight, right?
Right.
Oh, no. It's years and years of an evolution. So you find something that works and then you stick with it. And then you try something new and that sucks. So you get rid of that, right? And then it evolves over and over again. And everyone says the key is consistency and balance. But I find, no, it really isn't. It's just really trying new things and seeing what works for you. Once you find something that works for you, it's easy to use it every day, right? So just like toilet paper. You're not like, oh, God, it's so hard to maintain that toilet paper. No, it works. Let's keep using it. Yeah.
Exactly.
When the pandemic hit, we stopped using toilet paper. We stopped buying paper products, period.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's been 2 years since we bought toilet paper. Of course, we have composting toilets because we don't have running water. So we actually have not bought any paper products in better than 2 years, but we switched to something more natural, a bidet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I just got a bidet. Husband just got one for Christmas. Please tell me what your thoughts are.
I love it. I have never felt fresher. You know, as a woman, you know, there are times when you don't feel so fresh, but, you know, this may be too TMI, but after any kind of bathroom duty, if you rinse with a bidet, you don't have any of the buildup of sweat or normal body odor. Because we don't have running water, we improvised. We have a 1 gallon pump garden sprayer.
I love this. You guys are so ingenious.
I know.
In your own counters. I mean, we're jealous.
Yeah, she's super cool.
I am going to do a video about it because it's one of those odd, quirky kind of things where I want to do a video on the toilet paper pandemic and the backyard bidet, because, you know, my husband and I do live so close to the earth, that, you know, knowing that there are these kind of natural options out there is kind of fun and quirky. And it's like, for us, we do a lot of it for ethical reasons, like the dietary change. The dietary change, I was being told left, right, and center. It's like, oh, if you change your diet, you'll feel better. It's like, nah. I changed my diet initially for ethical reasons because I couldn't handle what the factory farm industry was doing to animals, and that there were all these antibiotics we were getting in our food. So we stopped eating animal products for ethical reasons. And then a couple weeks in, I realized, you know what? The migraine that I had for months is gone. I'm feeling better. I can walk again. So,
that was 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, I started feeling better. My migraines were gone. And then I started slowly. First, I was able to eliminate my inhalers. Then I was able to start eliminating antispasmodic stuff because my brand of MS, I end up with a lot of spasticity. I got to the point where I have eliminated all of that, not believing initially that my diet really had that big of an effect, but it did. And when the dietary changes I made also enabled me to get more exercise. So here's another bragging point. I have the blood pressure and cholesterol of a small child. And all of those kind of markers for middle-aged people, that's like, I don't have any markers for heart disease. I don't have any markers for a lot of the things that are going to make me, old people sick. I might wear my body out, but it's been.
But your body's going to look damn good while it's getting worn out.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's awesome, Saga. That's so awesome. And yeah, 2 weeks, honestly, that's when I started noticing, when my daughter fell in front of me and I said, that's it. I'm stopping everything. I gave up everything. I ate chicken and fish, vegetables.
And
fruit.
You gained everything.
Oh my God. And I felt a difference within 2 weeks. So the brain fog just lifted. It's amazing how quickly the body responded. I'm going to post an interview that I did with another Minding Your Soul member. I just did it yesterday. I haven't even downloaded it and put it on YouTube yet. I'm going to post it next week. She started this protocol January 2nd. She drove a car for the first time last week in 3 years. She drove a car for the first time in 3 years. Yeah, it really, the body responds so quickly. So, yeah, and this is why we do shit like this. This is why we get on Facebook and we tell people about the natural solutions, because you could do so much. Sorry about the background noise, everybody. Now they're like dumping ice on the floor is what it sounds like. So, all right, I'm going to mute myself. Let's go back to Jen. Jen, what else did you have?
Well, I feel like what you were saying, it's amazing when we get out of our own way of our body and our body will start healing. That's in our brain too. I feel like is similar. I think there's just so many things holding us back in just our daily thoughts. If you don't mind later on, like, I don't know, in a week or so, I'll do a video of making a few of the things that I talked about, but I was concerned. I didn't want to take a bunch of time, and I was concerned at how that would look. But I'll play around with that. But there's just so many other things to.
I would love that. If we could do a series on this, because there's no way that we're going to cover everything that we do naturally. And there's no way people are going to absorb all of that information that we throw at them right now. So yeah, we'll definitely make this a series. And someone just said, thank you, Jennifer. Oh, Arden just said, thank you, Jennifer. I wanted to get back real quick. I forgot. I wanted to say about Saga and the bidet. So my husband just got one for Christmas. My daughter gave it to him, and she walks out of the bathroom. She's like, I hate that thing. I hate it. The only reason why we hate it is because of the temperature of the water. It comes out so cold. It's violating and insulting and jarring. And sometimes if you center it just right, it goes straight up, and it's awful. If I could get it to like use warm water, it would be much better. So I'm guessing yours is room temperature, since you have like your own water. It's not attached to the pipes, right?
We don't have plumbing. So it is usually pretty cold. You get used to it, and you get used to the direction of it. But there are heated options out there for more modern bathrooms. I know that there are some toilets that you can hook into your hot water system, and if that bidet is run through your regular plumbing, you can get it. You can make it heated. That way, it's not near as jarring. But we're into the shock factor here, so most of the time, the bathroom doesn't get above 50 degrees. So,
I've been reading I forget what the scientific term is for it, but the shock factor for your body, the like a sauna, the cold. I don't know if you're seeing the cold troughs or buckets that people are getting into, that like the cold bath, like the ice baths. There's talking about that actually adds years to your life and does amazing health benefits. Mel Robbins and all kinds of folks. I forget. Mark Harmon is a doctor who runs Pharmacy with an F. And he does tons of videos on Facebook too. And it's really a neat process. So you're probably incorporating all kinds of things all day long, Saga, that the rest of us
it's like we live up by Lake Superior. So we live in, 5-6 months of winter. And so our house temperature at its coldest, we have woken up to 37 degrees in the bedroom.
Wow.
But with the wood stove, by noon, we're up to 70 degrees. So, I'm thinking that the variability of the temperature all day long in our house has really improved my immune system. I still don't do well in the heat, so I'd never thrive in a warm climate. But up here in the north, it's been very good for my body. And the temperature variations, I'd have to say more stimulating than detrimental.
You're right. I remember reading about that, and someone just said Wim Hof. I remember the Wim Hof method of breathing, and I think it's a breathing technique, Quinn, right? Quinn just said that. And it allows you to be out in the cold and like the snow with no clothes on. Yeah, and just keep your body temperature where it needs to be without getting the hypothermia. So I think I'm getting that up my butthole every time I use that bidet. My God, I don't...
I had no idea that you were getting extra benefits with that, Janine.
So awful. But Saga is so right. Like, it feels really good. It's very refreshing. You can't get cleaner than when you use a bidet. It's awesome. But you should see me turning the dial on. Like, I'm turning the dial like ever so slowly. I'm like, oh my God, here it comes. Like, oh my God. It's a violating, insulting experience every time.
We'll practice your Wim Hof breathing.
Yeah.
My husband.
Well, I said to my husband, because he bought the book or whatever he's watching, and maybe a podcast, he's practicing the breathing techniques. He's like, it really does work, because he has anxiety, so he's using that for his anxiety. And it's working. And so he comes out of the bathroom the first time, he uses the bidet on Christmas, and he goes, that was the most pleasant experience of my life. Are you fucking kidding me?
I think I would have been insulted.
He's in love with that thing. Every time he walks out of the bathroom, he's like, I can't even tell you how much I'm in love with that. I'm like, with the cold water going up your ass like that? How do you live like that? Like, I just need more comfort in my life. I can't. But
it does take.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Maybe in the summer, like when I need to be cooled down, maybe that will be fun.
Yeah.
I can't imagine enjoying it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. Let's go back to the. Wait, I wanted. Oh, they're dragging the chairs now. Sorry. All right. So wait, there was a comment here that I wanted to read from Manal. Manal, where did it go? I think she said that she has. Yeah, we have been using this in our everyday life. Every household has to have this thing in their bathroom. Okay, so Manal, I believe, is in Northern Africa, Libya. Am I right, Manal? So every household has to have one. I'm sure it's hooked up to the hot water, and I'm sure then there's probably some warm water coming out of there. But it says that you're supposed to use less toilet paper, right? Because Saga, you use towels then. You just, right. Yeah. Well, I haven't gotten to the towel part yet, so here I am using. Okay, I'm just waiting for the girl wiping off the tables to walk away before I say this. Okay, she's gone. I use so much toilet paper drying myself off. I'm like, this is a waste. I have to get the towels, don't I?
We have a dedicated set of colored washcloths that we use just for that purpose. And yeah, it's when you're doing your own laundry and you're using your own soaps and all this other stuff, everything just gets cleaner, including your butt.
You're so right. And Arden just said I use a bidet and a washcloth. So I think the more we get over to that, I think we won't have the worry of a toilet paper shortage ever again when people get used to using a washcloth, because there really is so much. It's so unnecessary, the toilet paper. I'll get there. Yeah. I'll work on it. All right. So where are we now? We're at like 30. Well, no, we're at 42 minutes. I'm so sorry. We're definitely going to do a series on this because this is awesome. Maybe once a month we can jump on here. But I wanted to say, my favorite product that I use from head to toe every night is a combination of coconut oil, jojoba oil, and shea butter. And then I used to put the essential oils in that mixture, right? And then I'd whip it up in the whatever, the KitchenAid. And then I put it in those little jars that Saga has. Now I make it all plain, and I use different oils every time. So like I'll put it in my hands, I'll let it melt, and then I'll be like, oh, I think I'm going to use Erickson, and I'll put that on, and then I'll coat my body in it. So that's another way to do it. But that's my absolute favorite homemade crunchy granola mom product that I use. So I want to ask you both the same question. Like, what is your favorite all natural product? Jen, we'll start with you.
I'm so hard at picking one. I'm sorry. I don't know. That balm, that healing balm that I make, it's got frankincense in it. And I actually don't, usually I put tons of oils in things. And this one, it's like 3 or 4, and I love it. And I head to toe. And I hope that whatever you're putting, whatever you were using, you're putting it on the bottoms of your feet and your spine.
I don't think it makes it to the bottom of my feet, nor does it make it to my spine, because I'm doing it myself, and I'm 180 pounds these days. I'm glad I'm still happy I can use the toilet paper when I have to twist. So getting moisturizer on my back. Okay, the place is clearing out, so I'm safe. But you're right. I should be doing it on the bottoms of my feet, right?
Yeah, if you can. And you actually, okay, so when I had that trouble, I would get one foot up. If I could get it up a little bit, I would put some on one foot, and then I would rub my feet together. Because the less I had to ask my husband to help me, the better.
Seriously, I ask him for everything now. Even the other day, I'm like, can you put my foot up on the table? I can't bend. So that's a great idea. Put it on one foot. I can manage one foot, and then rub your feet together. That's a great idea. My spine, I'm going to have to get one of those things, right? Like it's on a stick and it's got the pad at the end that you can put shit on and then wipe it on your back.
Yeah, well, and even just as close as you're getting, or even up in the back of your neck, really useful. And
I do that as far as I can get here.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Saga.
Yeah, how about you, Saga?
My head to toe go-to is my deodorant and body lotion combo. I use it everywhere. I love it. My favorite combination of oils right now are frankincense, lavender, and amber. So the batch that I made most recently, I made both my husband and I the same deodorant and body powder with the same fragrances, and I think it is our latest favorite. So yeah, that's my go-to. Head to toe is my deodorant / body lotion.
Yeah, see, once you find something that really works head to toe, it's wonderful. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I go to bed like an oil slick. My husband's like, if I hug you, you're going to squeeze right out of my hands like a hot dog. Yeah. I'm like, I apologize to him too, because I'm so greasy. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's tea tree oil and coconut. Anyway. All right. So we just lost Saga. She just jumped off the cliff. All right. So if she comes back, I'll put her back on. But while people are still watching, and then guys, whether you're watching the replay or the live recording, ask your questions. Arden just said vital points on the bottom of the feet. Yeah, she knows. Arden knows a lot of shit. Thank you, Arden. So I'll be doing that, definitely. What I wanted to do before we leave, because I know we're going on like 46 minutes now. Jen, I wanted you to plug your business. And we've been talking about all of these essential oils, and I have my crack dealer. She lives right down the street. I call her my crack dealer. So how do you sell your crack? And if people want to come to you to buy some crack, Saga, I'm just calling the essential oils crack. Don't get worried. We didn't go over to drugs in the time we lost you. I said I have my crack dealer. She lives down the street. How do you sell your crack, Jen? What is your crack? And how can people get to it? To you.
Facebook Messenger. I think everybody can Facebook Messenger me through the group, and I can put my phone number out there too, like when I do a video later on. But and very easily, I'm really low key. I'm not putting a lot out there, but I'm going to try to practice in this group, doing some videos and doing some extra recipes and whatnot. And I'm happy to show you how to make it, give you recipes, give you ideas. I'm happy to send you a sample and get you started, or happy to help you sign up so that you can buy your own and get your own discounts. Whatever works. I'm happy to make you blends too if that works best for you.
That's wonderful. And Saga, I'm going to ask you the same question next. Where is your crack? Where do you get your crack from? What is your side hustle? How do people get in touch with you? And I want Jen and both of you to know that I'm probably going to be kind of quiet in the month of March because of, the newborn and the sleeping schedule. So I wanted to let you know, if any time that you want to do a video and post it, and let people know where they can buy this stuff, because we're not just about selling stuff. We're about helping people get off the chemicals and onto the all natural stuff. And a lot of people are like, that's great, but I don't even know where to begin. So I don't want you to feel uncomfortable about selling. This is what you do. This is how we make our money. So as long as we're offering value to people, I don't think that they're going to mind, going to you, the person who educated them, to buy their stuff. So anytime you want to make a video and put it in the group, like I said, I'm going to be really quiet in March. So if you want to bombard, the group in March, feel free, help yourself. So Saga, do you want to tell everybody what you do, the homemade products that you make, where you sell them?
As far as the body products go, I actually don't sell them, but I'm happy to, I'm happy to share my recipes. I'm happy to make videos. I'm happy to talk to folks with them and get folks making their own stuff. My own side hustle, I'm an artist. So I keep pretty busy doing art commissions, and my health and beauty type products are really something that I don't sell, but I'm happy to share how-tos. When it comes to where to get supplies, your local grocery store, your local farmer's market, your local food co-op, that's where I get my supplies for my stuff.
But I also know, hold on, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. But I also know that you have a side hustle of homemade arts and crafts and useful household items and the brooms and all those things. You're still selling them, right? You're still making them.
I have so many commissions. Yeah, I have so many commissions right now that I'm not taking any new work until fall. Because I'm currently illustrating 3 books, as well as the broom orders that come in and the custom sewing orders. And so I actually am keeping pretty busy with what I do for my work as an artist.
All right, never mind, guys. Stop. She's busy. Don't bombard her with any orders, okay?
But yeah, I'm
but
pretty
when
excited.
You're ready.
Huh?
When you're ready to post in the group about the thing. Feel free to do that because everything you make is so useful.
Thank you. Yeah, I may share those kind of how-to videos, but I don't promote for orders right now because I have too much to do.
No, that's wonderful. That's a great problem to have. So good luck with the books, and hopefully you'll share some of those illustrations too. That would be great. And thank you for your time today.
That kind of workload screams talent.
What?
That kind
exactly. She has so much
talent.
I'm a really crappy housekeeper, so I have better. I better create than clean. The dirt will still be there. My husband's an artist.
Awesome. Well, good. I'm glad we did this. And I already see a question. I need something to help me sleep. Who said that? Suzanne did. I need something to help me sleep, and I can't get and stay asleep. Okay, so right off the top of your head, Jennifer, what do you recommend for sleep?
Lavender, Roman chamomile is amazing, and putting that in your bathtub with some Epsom salts, and taking a bath first, and or getting it, in a diffuser. There's a ton of different sleep stuff, but those are the 2 go-tos, and wild orange is amazing. It can help bring you up, but it can also help relax you in anxiety. So those I'll do a video on that. I'm gonna.
I lost the sound.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Janine.
Janine, your mic is off. There.
That's because I keep going back and forth and I forgot to unmute. All right. Thank you so much. That's perfect. I love all of those suggestions. And Quinn just said valerian root. That's a great one. I buy this bedtime tea. I forget the brands, but it's a bedtime tea with valerian root in it, and it really works to put you to sleep. Even my daughter loves it. When she sleeps too late on a Sunday and then can't get to sleep Monday night or Sunday night to get up for school, the valerian root tea really works. Is there an alternate oil to chamomile? I don't know. Is there an alternate oil to chamomile? I didn't know chamomile was an oil.
Roman chamomile and chamomile because it's a flower. I don't know offhand, but I'll look it up. You can Google and see what's an exchange. I can't think of anything offhand. Can you, Saga?
No, I really, other than I can only think of teas like St. John's wort and valerian root, and but not as far as oils go. Lavender oil, eucalyptus oil. I know eucalyptus oil is very soothing for me. My own sleep aids are probably less acceptable to the general public.
Well, you know what, Jen, we have to do more on this because we have to go back to that CBD equivalent that doTERRA just came out with. Yeah, so You know what? We're going to do this again because you guys are awesome. There you go.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I just got told that they're closing in 5 minutes. So I really do have to go now. I can talk to you guys all day long. I'm like, oh, you're closing? Okay, sorry. No wonder it got so quiet in here. Oh my God. All right. So listen, everyone who is watching, Jennifer and Saga are a part of this group. So just tag them when you have any questions. If you have any needs, tag them, whether it's just in the group or it's in the event thread, it doesn't matter. And we will do this again, maybe, like I said, once a month. But I can't commit to anything right now until this kid comes out and starts sleeping. So we'll see how it goes. Jennifer, Saga, thank you so much for your time today. This was wonderful.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes.
All right. You guys have a great night. And we'll do it again soon. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.